Some people's HOA nightmares start with a yelling match. Mine started with an arrow. I walked out to my car one morning and found a violation notice stuck to the windshield. The reason? My car was parked incorrectly oriented in my own driveway. Apparently, the HOA president, a woman named Denise, believed all vehicles had to face a specific direction to maintain visual harmony. It felt less like a neighborhood and more like her personal showroom. The fines started piling up immediately. First, one for the parking direction itself, then another for repeat non-compliance. Soon, I got a warning that if I didn't comply, they would authorize my car to be towed. But here's the crazy part. I looked around, and at least half the neighborhood parked the exact same way I did. Yet, only my driveway seemed to be getting the notices. Coincidentally, my driveway belonged to the household that had voted against Denise's re-election the previous year. Instead of moving my car, I decided to move my focus to the HOA. But I spent the next few hours digging through every page. Guess what I found? Absolutely nothing. There was no rule about parking direction, no vague clause about aesthetics, and definitely no mention of the HOA having the authority to tow a car from a private driveway. That's when a thought hit me. I went back and looked at some of the older enforcement notices from around the neighborhood. I found the name of the towing company they used and decided to do a little research. The company was owned by Denise's brother. This wasn't about backward parking. It was a referral pipeline to her family's business. So, I got to work. I took photos of every car in the neighborhood parked the same way as mine. I made copies of the bylaws, highlighting the lack of any parking direction rule. I gathered all the violation notices I had received and the towing records I could find. Then, I brought everything to the next HOA meeting. When I presented my findings, the room just exploded. People started pulling out their phones to record. Neighbors who had also been targeted suddenly realized they'd narrowly avoided a predatory towing scheme. The questions turned into demands, and the atmosphere grew tense. A vote was called right then and there. Denise was removed from her position as president immediately. The towing contract with her brother's company was terminated on the spot, and a motion was passed to refund all parking-related fines that had been issued under her leadership. To make sure this never happened again, the HOA passed a new rule specifically banning board members from profiting off any enforcement actions. As for me, my car stayed parked in my driveway, exactly the same way it had been. If you enjoy watching HOA power plays get put in reverse, make sure to subscribe. There's always another ridiculous rule, just waiting to crash headfirst into reality. Thanks for watching.